Hi everybody, so we're going to be starting our bobblehead projects, and you're going to need your clay, you're going to need spin and your popsicle stick, and then I have a little lid with just barely any water on it. So you can have some water, you don't really need to have the water. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and take my clay out of the bag. You have a nice flat piece. This is like all the little baby end pieces. I just sort of threw them together. So I guess you have a piece more that size. And what I'm going to have you do is basically cut this in half with your popsicle stick. And then I would recommend cutting just one of the pieces in half again, like so. Okay. So I'm going to start with my biggest piece, and I'm going to press it into a sphere just with my hands like this. You can roll it a little bit, but if you roll it too much, you're going to get a shape that looks kind of like a top. So that's not really a sphere. Okay. Any kind of creases, major creases that you have or cracks, you want to smooth those out with a finger. Okay. Once I have that done, I am going to take this in my hand and I'm going to roll just back and forth a little bit to make a cylinder. So there's the start of my cylinder. And then I'm going to roll just the top to make it into a cone. So my hands are sort of pointed, they're together here, but they're open on the bottom. And I'm just rolling back and forth to get the top part of my bobblehead base. Okay, so we have this kind of cone shape here, and I'm going to go a little bit more on the tip. There we go. Now, don't make this too skinny because it does need to rest the top of the bobblehead on there. And I'm just going to tap the bottom to make it flat and make sure that it's going to stand up. So here is the base of my bobblehead project. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my pieces of clay and I'm going to form it into another sphere. Okay. And same thing, I'm going to go ahead and smooth out any major creases or cracks. As you work with your clay and it starts to dry out, you're going to get more cracks. We take care of them as we see them. You don't let them go until the very end. They can be harder to take care of at the very end. Okay. So from here, this looks pretty good. I'm going to make my pinch pot. So again, I'm just going to take my thumb straight down in the center, like so. And then when I start to do my pinching, I've already made this flat when I push my thumb down. I am actually going to be pinching here around the bottom of my clay. So my thumb's in the center, my fingers are on the outside, my fingers stay straight, not curled, straight, and I'm pressing my thumb and my fingers together just on the bottom. And I pinch and turn all the way around. Just go around one time. The walls are going to get taller. You might see where my finger marks were. You might see yours also. The mouth of the pot is getting bigger. I'm going to press the lip of the pot. That will naturally get skinnier. It doesn't need any help from me. So come around and I'm going to press. All right. And there is my pinch pot. Now, we are going to be attaching your pinch pot upside down on top. That's how we make the head. But I don't like this flat part here. I want it to be more rounded. So I'm just going to take the edge of my pot and I'm going to tap it on the table. And I have a piece of paper here so I don't get stuck on there. You can also just use your fingers to kind of press it around so it's more rounded, so you don't have such a flat head. But again, that flat part happened when you first put the hole in the clay, and that's natural. All right, so now I have more of a dome. It's more rounded. Okay. Any cracks that you have here, you might as well just take your time and smooth them out right now. I'm using the popsicle stick to help move the clay. You don't have to, you can use just your fingers. That works just fine. And if you have water, this is the time where you could just dip your finger in the water. You just need just a tiny little bit here and add, and you can see that's going to make it kind of slimy. So don't add too much. And here is my outer edge, and that's pretty good. So for